So good afternoon, folks. I'm just checking to make sure our sound works. Good afternoon, folks. Just checking to make sure our sound works. We have sound. Only because I messed it up last week. What they say, if it's not broke, don't try and fix it. So again, about 30 seconds time to do our boga. This is our mobility and stretch session. Always a good thing to do after a week of hard exercise. And same with everything we do, we need to start a warm up. So we can start that now, just as people join us. So just a nice, easy jogging on the spot. Remember, for this, we don't need to do a massive warm up. We go for about 3/4 of it. So today we're doing our normal boga, mobility and stretch session, no mini bands required. Hopefully you can see me all right. It's the brightest room in the house, but because there's some beaming on them, it seems a bit dark on camera, but hopefully it's all right. Okay, just doing jumping jacks. So all we need to do in this little warm up is just get the heart pumping, blood flowing, get everything loosened up so we can actually stretch our muscles. We don't really want to do stretches when we're cold. So hopefully you're doing this inside. I was tempted to try outdoors, but it is ISIS. And we're doing 2 sessions outdoors there already, and they were both freezing. Wind chill about -7. Okay, just doing these little heel flicks. So it's Happy Friday and Happy New Year, Kung Ye Fat Choi. I've probably announced that really badly, Chinese New Year. I still live in Hong Kong. We know about these things. I'm pretty sure I've insulted the whole of the Chinese nation with my terrible accent. Okay, so this one we're going to reverse lunge and reach. Remember, we do this one in the actual session. Slippy on here. This is just brief stretches, okay? So again, it's just warming up the legs, getting the blood flowing, rather than doing the big stretches. Reach up, push the hips through. Okay, this one, squat and twist. Big squat, twist, twist. Got a bit of upper body rotation in this. So I need to just warm that up, prepare it for these stretches. And into the press up position, step and reach. So step, reach up, and press up. So we haven't done enough press ups this morning. And again, step, reach, press up, step, reach. And press up. And again, just another little jog. Just so we get breathing. Get our breathing up. So I hope you had a good week. Friday already. Nearly halfway through February already. Yes. Hopefully in another week we find out when we can get back outdoors. Okay, jumpy jacks is our front raise. Yeah, maybe going to review it on the 22nd. Might be able to get back out soon in March, hopefully. We don't know. Okay, next we're going to forward lunge and twist over your leg, front leg. So if you step on the left, twist to the left. Here we go, step, twist, and back in. Step, twist, back in. Then step, twist. That's good. And this time we're going to do this hamstring stretch and reach. Just reach down, reach up. Big stretch, so I like this stretch. Reach down, reach up. Okay, last time through doing a bit of jogging. So do 4 more of these stretches and then we can start. 5 more, 5 more. So a little jogging again. Then we're going to drop into the press up position. Do our drop the hips, lift the hips. And we're going to do this next one in the session. It's going to replace that hero press up version. So we do this one where we stretch out through the abs. Up. Pushing the heels into the floor. And press up. Stretch. Stretch. Press. And jumping jacks. This time mix them up, front raise, front press. And shoulder press. Make sure his shoulders are fully warmed up. Out to the sides. There, sides. Okay, just do it for your leg swings. Stretching out through the back of the thighs. And the last one, we're going to wide squat and reach over the top. So feet nice and wide. So squat, stretch over. And steady there. Okay. That's it. Hope you're a bit warmer. Breathe a little bit. Muscles have got some blood flow going through them that will help us stretch. Okay. Okay, so we do each one of our moves for a minute. Sort this time around. In fact, we're going to change that. Need to do more stretching, less resting. So now, because we do this quite a lot now, we're going to do 1 minute 20 on each of the stretches. Okay, followed by 10 seconds to move into the next one. There's a bit more fluid as we go through, then have a rest at the end of it. So our first one is going to be that into press up position, stretch out through the abs and lift the hips into that pike position and push the heels into the floor. Okay. So the emphasis is all on the stretching here. This place where we do press ups, but you don't actually need to do them if you don't want to. And at each stretch point, just breathe out twice. So exhale twice on the first one at each point. So the first one we're going to do is in a press up position. So let's go. So stretch out through the abs. And to drop the hips, exhale twice. Lift the hips, push the heels into the floor, come back. I like to do a press up, but you don't need to. And when we're doing this, keep everything in line. So you should be looking that way, not up, not underneath. Everything straight. Lift the hips. Press up. And again, stretch through the abs. So make sure you're here, you're stretching here, not compressing here too much, okay? If you need to, go lower, push more of the hips into the floor. Lift up. And back in again. The top tip, if you're doing this indoors, you can stick the heating on full whack. You can do some hot boga. And finish the move. And there we go. So next one, we're going to do our reverse lunge and reach. So maybe you're reaching up and backwards, pushing the hips through. I'll do it this way first. So with this, put the knee on the floor, push the hips through, squeeze the glutes on this side. Exhale twice. So you should be feeling this big stretch in here. So the other side, reach up. Try not to lean back, stay upright, push the hips through. Okay, so this way, reach up. And change legs. So step backwards, reach up nice and high with this hand. And change legs. Stretch up. Remember, put the knee down if you want more emphasis on the stretch, okay? So it's not really we used to do strength, stretch and mobility, triple multitasking, but we concentrate on the stretch and mobility from now on when we do this. We do loads of strength stuff on our HIIT sessions and all the other work. Let's just concentrate on these stretches. And to push the hips through, push the squeeze the glutes on the side, the knees down. So your stretch is here. So not on the top of your quads, right in here, big tendon, your hip flexor. Exhale twice, finish the move, and coming up. So again, one of our warm-up moves into the press-up position, step and reach. So here we go, so there's two things to do here, push the hips into the floor, breathe twice, and reach up. Breathe twice. Yeah, if you want to, do a press up and step. Maybe we're pushing the hips down. Reach up. That sun's glorious out there. Yeah, step. Again, you're trying to keep everything in line. Now we know how to do the stretches. We can also now concentrate on keeping everything in line. So you're trying to keep your head, neck and spine all neutral. Until you twist like this. 2 breaths. Exhale twice. And change. Step. So this bit you're stretching out through the groin. And then we'll do the other side. And reach up. And change. That's good. And rest. Okay, so our next one is we're on the floor. This time we're going to go back to a standing position. This time we're doing that hamstring stretch and reach. This one here, as if you're doing a normal hamstring stretch, just reach down. Exhale twice, then reach. And reach. Just hold it once at the top. So big emphasis on a hamstring stretch. And reach. Again, so 2 exhales at the bottom, 1 at the top. 2 at the bottom, and 1 at the top. So here, just reaching up as high as you can, stretching out all the way through here. You should feel it stretching out through your abs and your hip flexors. So this top position, and this one here is all in the hamstrings. Sink back, lower the chest down, and reach. Again, stretch. Finish it off and reach. So as you know, if you've done an up move, a move standing up, we're going back down to the floor. So this time we're going to stretch out our hips. Okay, so in this press up position, bring the knee to 90 degrees and then lower your weight on it just to 90 degrees here, okay? Don't bring it up too high. We want to hit the hips right on this point here, but underneath on this leg. Come up, switch sides. And again, mess around with your body position, find that sweet spot. I've just got mine there, where it really pulls through here. You know when you got it, it feels good. Feels right. Switch sides. Remember this knee, this part of the leg, just to 90 degrees. Just put the bottom half of your leg wherever's comfortable. Sink into this. Up. And switch. And again. So first one, knee out, 2 breaths. And up. Again, always trying to remind yourself to keep your neck, head and spine all in line. Up. And back on our feet. So our next one is our wide stance. So we're doing this big hamstring stretch. Okay, then drop down, reach up with the hands. So stretch, exhale twice, drop, reach, push through. Okay, drop, drop, reach, push through. When you're in this position, make sure your feet and knees are aligned, they're pointing in the same direction. So in a wide stance, they should be pointing out slightly. Drop, reach, push through. Stretch, drop, reach. When we do the reach, keep pushing your hands back. As you come up, push your hands up and back. Okay? You're trying to get them in line with your shoulders. You don't want them out here to the front. Again, stretch. Drop, reach. This is the mobility bit, so it's really stretching out through here. Again, there should be no discomfort in your lower back. And round again. And one more. Drop, reach. And okay, and the last one here is our racing pigeon pose. So like that hip stretch. In a press-up position, bring the knee right underneath the chest and lower yourself back into this. So you can either sit up and do this, or you find a better stretch here. So what you're trying to do is get the glutes on this bent leg side. So up, swap sides. 2 exhales, and then change. Good. So remember, you're always more flexible on one side than the other. So if you're right-handed, your right side dominant, which is more muscular, less flexible. So on this side, I get this stretch straight away, right in here. On the other side, where I'm less muscular, okay, you have to play around with your body position a little bit. I've got to sink back a little bit more, twist a little bit more, just to get the sweet spot. This is stretching your piriformis and glutes, so right inside here. It's a really good stretch. finish the move. Just rest. So rest for a minute. That's better, isn't it? More time stretching, less time messing around. Resting. More stretch, less rest. Okay, so this next one, so I did this, we're working on this as we go along, improving it all the time, tweaking it. And this time we're going to do 3 breaths. Then a third time around, we're going to hold each move for 30 seconds. So that means it's an even deeper, longer stretch. So this one will be about 20 seconds on each move. That last one was about 10 seconds. Okay, so it's just a little bit longer. And the last one, third time around, we'll do 30 seconds on each hold. Okay, then it gives you a really, really good deep stretch. So this one now, so 3 to 4 exhales, okay? Again, about 15 seconds. So remember, we're going to do our ab stretch, then lift the hips into that pike, push the heels into the floor. So you should be stretching out through the back of your thighs, and particularly behind the knees here, okay? You need to push the heels in. Okay, so let's go into our press-up position. I'm going to drop the hips. 3 exhales and up. Here we go. Press up and stretch. Big deep breaths. Up and stretch. Again, might need to put your feet in a slightly different position. Just find out what's comfortable. Bring them in to come up. Make sure your head's between your shoulders when you're doing this move. And again, try to keep everything in line as best as you can. 3 big exhales. Up. Rest. Excellent. Here we go with our hamstring stretch and reach. So again, 3 big long exhales. I'll do this side on because it's easier on these maps. So remember, kneel back. This front leg 90-degree angle. Knee on the floor. Stay upright. Push the hips through. Squeeze your glutes. Reach up and backwards with this hand. Don't try and lean back. Stay upright. Push the hips through. Big stretch here. One more. Let's go. Change sides. So knee down, reach up, push the hips through, squeeze the glutes. Again, so we're looking straight ahead, keep everything in line. So try to keep your form as best you can, even when we're doing these stretches. 30 seconds. Big reach up. And change. And up and rest. Okay, so our next one, back into our press-up position, into our step and reach. So 3 breaths at the bottom point, 3 breaths at the top. Here we go. One here, 1. And a big reach up. Change sides. Big reach. Now to look at the hand and change. Step. Pushing the hips into the floor, keeping your neck and spine all in line. And reach. And change. Reach. And finish the move. Here we go. So we're back on our feet. So floor work, standing work. So this one's our hamstring stretcher reach. So here we go. So if you're doing a normal hamstring stretch, reach down, exhale 3 times. 3. Reach up for 1 breath. Then swap sides. So sink. Reach. And change. Again, this normal hamstring stretch, front leg locked out, sink back, lower the chest down. And reach. Change sides. Reach. 1 breath. And last time on this side. Big stretch through the hamstrings and the back of the knee. And reach. And rest. That's good. So our next one, we'll back down to the floor to do our hip stretch. Remember, knee comes out to 90 degrees, sink into it. Okay, so from here, top part of the leg out to 90 degrees. Use your own body weight. And come up, switch. Sink into it. Optional press up. Dog it. You won't believe I've just hoovered. Dog's molting. I'm surprised you're not bald, the amount of hair that's in the in this house. Maybe I should collect it and make myself a wig. Sink into your hip stretch. It was probably better without the sound last week, actually. You don't have to listen to my nonsense, do you? And change sides. And finish the move. Good, so we're back to our standing move. Remember, this one's this wide stance. Stretch out through the back of the thighs, drop the hips and reach with the hands, stand up for your squat. So again, 3 breaths at the bottom. Drop, reach and push through. Remember to keep pushing the hands up and try and push them back slightly. Drop, reach, and up. And again. And drop, reach, stretch. Stretching out through the back of the thighs, back of the knees. Drop, reach, and coming up. And again. And drop, reach, and just finish your move there. Okay, and the last one in this set is our racing pigeon pose. Pigeon pose is a little bit quicker. Okay. So here we go, in the press-up position. This time, bring the knee right underneath the chest. And again, remember to sink back, find that sweet spot. You might have to twist your body a little bit, move side to side. Find the bit where it stretches it the most. Up. Remember that reminder, just try and keep everything in line as best you can. It's always tempting to look down, look up. Just try and keep your head, neck and spine all in line. Everything in neutral. That's good. Find that sweet spot. Really stretch out through the glutes. This is such an important stretch. The glutes is basically your engine. Okay, so if these are tight, it will restrict your running, it will restrict your flexibility, your exercise depth, range of movement. So it's always good to stretch. More glutes. And same applies with your hip flexors. We did that kneeling hip flip flexor stretch. Again, if these are tight, again, it will restrict your stride length and your mobility. Up. Finish the move and rest. Great work. So I was keeping an eye on the timer there, and what we'll do is instead of doing 30 seconds on each, because I've set the timer to 1 minute 20, so we do more stretching, less in between stuff. We're going to do 20 seconds on each stretch. Okay, then it'll even it out. We get balance on both sides as well. So just take a minute, grab a drink. It's anything we're doing it indoors. It is red as. That's hot. It's ices outside, red as inside. I think I prefer the ices. I think I just prefer the outside. So when it's hot outside, it's brilliant. Okay, so our first one is, remember, our ab stretch and then lift the hips into the pike. So remember, if you try and follow me on this, or so you can follow through on this with me, and then we'll get it balanced out. So you do the same amount on the top and the bottom of the move, and on equal sides when we do it with the single leg moves. So then we're going to hold these for 20 seconds. It is a bit longer. After about 10 seconds, you should get a stretch reflex on most of them. So probably not the ab stretch, where your muscles relax slightly. Initially, when you stretch, the muscles resist. After 10 seconds, they relax slightly. It's called a stretch reflex. So slow count to 10, or I'll tell you when, and you should be able to extend your stretch a little bit further. So let's go with our first one. Stretch out through the abs. Remember, just really concentrate on this longer stretch now, so it is good 20 seconds. Remember, this one's really important, but you're stretching here, not compressing here. Still do your breathing, even though we're not using it to count. And then up. Pushing the heels into the floor, try and keep the head in line. Again, the body position is very much on your flexibility. Good. Coming through. And back into your ab stretch. A good way to find the right position is actually to start down here and roll up. Because you might find just halfway up or 3/4 of the way up is the sweet spot. You're stretching out your abs the best and not squeezing your back. Let's go up. A few more seconds. Keep pushing these heels into the floor. And in we come. And rest. So now this will really concentrate on this kneeling stretch. This is a big hip flexor stretch. So kneeling down, reach up, push the hips through. So a good 20 seconds on these. So 10 more seconds. Can you take your stretch any further? And switch sides. Again, we're doing this front leg bent to 90 degrees, so everything's at right angles, and the right angles, correct angles, fork angles. And again, change. What a great sketch that was. Fork handles. Yeah, pushing the hips through. Can you take your stretch further? And change sides. And the knee down, so we really concentrate on this hip stretch. Push the hips through. Squeeze your glutes. And rest. Okay, so again, we've gone from our legs one, so our upper body moves. This time into our step, press up position, and reach. Okay, this time we're going to step straight away and reach straight away. You can reach up and push your hips into the floor at the same time. Multitasking. And change. Again, step, stretch, reach straight away. Keep pushing those hips into the floor, reaching up with the hand. Change sides. And step, reach. So pushing the hips in, reaching up, round with the upper body. So opening up through the shoulders and the chest. And also stretching out through your lower back, that little bit of rotation. And change. Step. Reach. And finish the move, back in. So here we go with our hamstring stretch and reach. So again, hold the bottom for 15 seconds. I'm just going to go up to the top, breathe once and change legs. So this hamstring stretch. Good, reach. And change legs. Stretch. Keep breathing, keep everything in line. Nice big stretch through the hamstrings. Good. Reach. Up. Change sides. Same again. Big sink back now. These should be really loosening off. You should feel as though you're getting further. You're nice and hot as well. Got a proper dab on here at the moment. Reach. And change sides. In fact, I think the heating's on, the sun's on, and the oven's on. No wonder it's red as. And reach. And rest. This time we're back to our floor move, so we're doing our hip stretch. So down we go, leg to 90 degrees, sink into it. Again, play around your body position, you're trying to get the hips, so this bit here underneath. That's good, going to go up and change, optional press up. Why, it just feels good to do it that way. Yeah, messing around with your body position, finding that right spot, the good spot, the sweet spot. Good, up and change. And what I said earlier, one side's more dominant than the other, less flexible than the other. You might need to tweak it a bit more on one side than the other. You should go and change. And actually at this point, you should be definitely tweaking both sides, because you stretch it out loads. So you're just trying to stretch it a little bit further. Yeah, finish the move. And we're back up on the field. Just 2 left. Oh, I'm going to miss you. Yeah, nice wide stance. Stretch it out through the hamstrings. Just use your own body weight. Every time you breathe out, just reach. Good, then drop, stretch up, push the hands up, coming back round. Again, drop. And every time you breathe out, just trying to reach a little bit further. But make sure your legs are locked out so your hamstrings can stretch, okay? Get drop, reach, and back round. Great stretches. Make sure those legs are locked. Big stretch through the back of the thighs. Drop, reach, and up. Last one. Really relaxed. Almost Neanderthal, dragging my knuckles on the floor. Drop, reach, and coming up. And this is it, folks. Last one is our racing pigeon pose. Again, hold it for 20 seconds. Okay, knee right underneath the chest. Sink back. I like to stay up and then sink into it. And again, because you've done loads of stretching, you should find it a little bit harder to find that sweet spot. So you should have to manipulate your body a bit more just to get it. Because we are, after nearly 40 minutes of stretching, you're stretched. Just call us Armstrong. Again, man, I can't find a stretch on that side by doing it that way, so I'm going to go down, walk my hands away from the stretch to increase it. That's a good sign. I can hardly get that stretch on that side. On this side, I get it straight away. Not a good sign. Yeah, if you need to, go down, walk the hands away from the stretch. And come up, change sides. Sink into it. Stay up if you want, and sink. And finish our move. Finish our session. There you go, fantastic work, folks, well done. So we don't need to do any more stretching because we've done more. We don't need to do. We've done all our stretching there. So that's it. We're done. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope it's you get loads of benefit out of it. Like I said, each week we try and tweak it. Always trying to improve it a little bit. And I think doing those longer holds at this, definitely the last set, really helps as well. Have a great weekend, guys. Jason's tomorrow at 9. I'm with Cara. We're going to try and go somewhere different on Sunday at 9. So yeah, have a brilliant weekend. We'll see you soon. Cheers.